Hi, and welcome back to A World Without Malaria. Please open your manual to Chapter 7, because today we're going to consider the topic of nutrition. Good nutrition is essential for good health, and it's a fact that people who are poorly nourished get malaria and other diseases worse than those with a good diet. If we're able to take care of our bodies and make healthy nutritional choices, this helps us live a healthy life. I hope you learn a lot in this session and discover many tools for healthy living. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Florence and I'm really happy to be with you today. Did you know that good food are needed for a person to grow well? It protects against disease, fights infection, helps the body's chemical processes and produces energy. And you could say, good nutrition saves life. The amount of energy in an item of food is measured in calories. The number of calories required by the body will vary depending on a person's size, sex, and the amount of activity they do. So, for example, a man working the fields farming will need more calories than a man sitting at a desk. And a pregnant woman will need more calories than when she isn't pregnant. So, when food is eaten, the body digests the food and nutrients are taken out and used to make the body work well. If there is not enough food, the person will become malnourished. They will be thin, their bones will show through the skin, and their eyes will look large. They will, of course, be very hungry. Sometimes the person may be getting food, but if it is not varied enough and they are not getting all the nutrients they need, their body will still become weak and ill. If a person eats too much food, they become unhealthy and become obese. Obesity can lead to many health problems such as heart failure and cancers. An obese person may have mobility issues and breathing problems. Now, pay good attention. There are many reasons for hunger and poor nutrition. One of the main reasons is poverty, but a lack of knowledge about which foods are beneficial to a healthy diet can also lead to poor choices resulting in malnutrition. Because girls and women often get less food and less nutritious food than they need, they are more likely to get sick than their male counterparts. Did you know that poor nutrition during pregnancy causes weakness and anemia in the mother? It also increases the risk of her dying during or after childbirth. Poor nutrition can be a cause of miscarriage or of the baby being born too small or deformed or even dead. Poor nutrition in pregnancy also has bad results that can carry from one generation to the next. Women who are underweight or stunted are at risk of delivering premature or low birth weight infants. In turn, these children are at risk of poor growth and development during childhood and adolescence. Women of childbearing age, especially if they are pregnant or breastfeeding, need extra food to stay healthy, to have healthy babies, and to do their daily work. It is very important that women eat as much of the foods high in iron as possible, especially during pregnancy. Allowing 2 to 3 years between pregnancies enables the woman to regain strength needed for daily living and future childbirth. During and after sickness, it is very important to eat well. If a sick person cannot take solid foods, mash the food, and give them as gruel. We now understand a bit more about the importance of good nutrition. So, let's look in more detail about the different types of nutrients that we need for a healthy diet and the food they can be found in. Food can be divided into different groups such as carbohydrates, including fats and sugars. There are also proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Okay, now let's start by looking at carbohydrates, fats, and sugars. Food in these groups provide energy, and if too many are eaten, we store them as fat. Carbohydrates are sometimes called starchy foods and are things such as bread, rice, potatoes, pasta, and corn. All of these often form the main part of a person's diet. Fat are things such as cooking oil, coconut oil, and peanut oil. Some sugars are found naturally in food, such as fruit, and are generally good for health. Other sugars are processed or manufactured and are found in such things as soft drinks, cakes, and sweets. These sugars are bad for our health and can lead to diseases such as diabetes and tooth decay. Now, the second category is protein, and they are another important food group and are essential for building new tissues and helping cells in our body to work properly. They are vital for growth and development and are particularly important for the pregnant mother and her developing baby. Protein foods are also essential to enable children to grow well. They also help cells in our body to fight infection and are a fuel for energy. Some good food sources of protein are found in milk, eggs, fish, chicken, beef, liver, nuts, and beans. Peas, beans, and other legumes are not only a low-cost form of protein, but generally growing these crops makes the soil richer so that other crops will grow better afterwards. The third food category is vitamins and minerals, which are essential for maintaining health and fighting disease. They are found in many foods, but mainly in fruits and vegetables. And there are too many different vitamins and minerals to list, but I will talk about some of the main ones, okay? Let's start now by looking at some vitamins. Firstly, vitamin A. Vitamin A prevents infections, helps growth in children, helps the cells in our skin to stay healthy, and helps us see in the dark. Vitamin A is found in orange, yellow foods such as carrots, maize, mango, and sweet potato. Yummy! It is also found in some animal foods such as milk, liver, kidney, and eggs. Now, the next one is vitamin B. There are a number of different types of vitamin B, one of which is folic acid. B vitamins are useful for burning energy, helping to make new red blood cells. They help to manage our moods, preventing depression and irritability. Vitamin B is also found in foods such as milk, meat, olive oil, green leaves, and maize. The third vitamin we will look at is vitamin C, which allows the body to use calcium and absorb iron, as well as fight off infection. If we eat more vitamin C than our body needs, it will not harm us as the surplus is excreted. If a person does not have enough vitamin C, a condition called scurvy occurs. This will result in a number of symptoms including bleeding gums and bleeding under the skin, and the person feels unwell. Vitamin C is found in fresh fruit and vegetables. And finally, let's look at vitamin D, which is important for building strong bones and can be made by the body when the body is exposed to sunlight. If there is not enough vitamin D in the body, a condition called rickets will occur when the bones in the legs are too weak to hold the body. So vitamin D is found in foods such as milk, butter, fatty fish, eggs, and liver. We have talked about some of the main vitamins, so now we will look at two important minerals. The first one is iron. Iron is a mineral that is essential for making red blood cells. If there is not enough iron in the diet, the person would develop and become ill with anemia. Iron is found in foods such as red meat, liver, yolks of eggs, beans, cereals, and dark green vegetables. The next one is calcium. Calcium is the second mineral I want to mention as it is needed for strong bones. Calcium is found in foods such as milk, cheese, broccoli, and almonds. Whilst we are talking about nutrition, I think it is important to take some time to think about water. Now, clean water is essential for healthy lives. We need approximately 1 to 2 liters a day, but in a hot climate, we need 3 to 4 liters. To get clean water, it may need to be filtered or boiled, and dirty water is actually one of the biggest factors contributing to illness worldwide. We explain more about this in chapter 20, Water and Sanitation, so be sure to review it. Now, if a person does not have enough water to drink, they will become dehydrated, which is a serious life-threatening condition when it isn't recognized and treated quickly. So, let's look at the signs of dehydration. The dehydrated person will have a dry mouth, be thirsty, and their eyes may be sunken inwards, and they will pass little or no urine. In a baby, the soft spot of the head, the fontanelle, may be sunk inwards. Sudden weight loss may occur particularly in children, and the skin will lose its elasticity. The loss of elasticity in the skin can be tested by gently pinching some skin over the abdomen, letting go of the skin, and if it stays raised for a few seconds, it is a sign of dehydration. Normally, the skin will resume its normal position. So, if someone is showing signs of dehydration or having diarrhea and vomiting, it is important to give them fluid. And the best drink you can give is something called oral rehydration fluid, or otherwise known as ORS. This can be bought from pharmacies but can also be made cheaply and easily. The recipe is 1 liter of clean water, 6 level teaspoons of sugar, and half a level teaspoon of salt mixed together. It is very, very important to use the correct size spoon, that is the smallest spoon. If you use a bigger spoon, you could make someone very ill. Now, when you give ORS to someone who is vomiting, it is important to give very slowly, a mouthful every few minutes. and for a small child as little as 5 milliliters or a teaspoon every 5 minutes. I have a final few tips to share with you as we wrap up this chapter. So now listen very well. Remember that a diet with a wide variety of foods is likely to contain all the nutrients you need to be healthy. So now, try and have a varied diet if at all possible. Okay, people can be better nourished if they grow or buy and eat food like beans, peas, lentils, and groundnut together with a main food such as maize or rice. Cook vegetables, rice, and other food in small amounts of water and try not to overcook them. This way, fewer vitamins and proteins are lost in the cooking process, and you can drink the leftover water or use it for soups, which will maximize the nutritional value of the food. A village or a group of families working together can do a lot to improve nutrition. And I know this is a bigger subject for another time, but food scarcity can be reduced with improved use of land through things like sharing and rotating crops, using contour ditches, and improved irrigation. Also, things like breeding fish, beekeeping, and secure grain storage will all make a difference to food availability levels. For now, that is enough. And please remember, pay good attention to a healthy diet as good nutrition saves lives. See you next time.